Hello friends, it's Jim O'Rear. Welcome back to Jim O'Rear's Wacky World. You have already seen a couple of videos that I've made from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and here's going to be another one. If you haven't watched the overview video, make sure you go watch that. It shows you all kinds of stuff that's happening at the Kennedy Space Center. But one of my favorite sections there, and one of the favorite displays, is the Apollo and Saturn V area, where they have all kinds of stuff from the Apollo missions and things like that, which was a big part of my childhood in the late 60s. So this video is primarily going to focus just on that part of the center. So take a look. If you've not watched my overview video about the Kennedy Space Center and what they're doing out here, make sure you check that out on this channel to see everything. But this video is primarily going to focus on the bus tour that goes out to the Apollo Saturn V Center. And this bus takes you out into a restricted area to another center where it has all of the Apollo mission stuff. And it is so amazing. You go in here and you see a little presentation of things that were going on in the 60s, and to give you an overview of the race to the moon. And then you go in this center and see the original consoles. This is them. This is the actual equipment used in the original Apollo launch to the moon. And it reenacts the last few minutes of liftoff. I mean, the whole building shakes and everything when the rockets ignite and start to blast off. And this is so inspirational to see all this happen, and to be like you're in the real control room. Those are the real controls that did that. It's just amazing. It's an amazing center. And all of the Apollo missions are represented here. It's not just the first mission. Also in this building is the Saturn V rocket right here, which is the largest rocket ever flown, and it's huge. It is enormous, and my video doesn't give it justice to show you how large this rocket actually is, but it's amazing. It's amazing. But my focus really here is not so much on the Saturn V, it's the Apollo stuff, because I was a kid when the moon launch happened, and so it's part of my history. I'm fascinated by it, and you get to go in here and see all of these little relics and actual things that were used in these Apollo missions, and you get to be like up close and personal with them. You can see inside cockpits and what it was like to fly in there, and the various machinery and things that they took with them on their missions. And one really cool thing is there's this vault, and inside the vault is lots of actual logs and items that were used by the astronauts in space. For instance, here's a flight plan with some of the notes and things that the astronauts have put on there. There's a rescue book that's signed by the astronauts. There is here's another cool thing. This is a moon rock containment vessel, which is basically Tupperware for moon rocks. That's what they would put the little rocks in to bring them back to Earth. All sorts of different spacesuits are represented here, from heavy suits to, depending on what kind of job they thought they would need this suit for. They're all represented here. There's a lunar rover malfunction checklist and pin light from the 70s, and this is, I don't know, that's Apollo, 11? Is that what that says? 10, 11? I don't know. That went to the moon, and a little pin light there. And here's a lunar sample from the 70s, also the early 70s, little moon rock there. So this is cool. This is very cool to see anything Apollo you can think of. There's another little place here that you walk through, and kind of a sort of a memorial type thing that takes you to see even more Apollo stuff. When you come out here, you get to see this van. It's the Astro van, and this is what they shuttle the astronauts from the complex over to the rocket in, for that short little drive. And this is what it looks like inside. You know, I never knew what what it looked like, so it's very cool. And just outside of here is the observation area where you would sit to watch those historic launches. And it's a little hazy today because of the rain, but it looks right out over the water here, and you can see the launch pad right there through the haze, where all the Apollo rockets took off. SpaceX now launches from there. That is probably the most historic pad on site. It's an amazing center. There you go. That is a closer look at the Apollo and Saturn V section of the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It is it's an amazing piece of history. If you have not visited and you are in the Central Florida area, make sure you check out their website to see all the times, their location, how you can get tickets, stuff like that. Like I say, it's an amazing piece of history, part of my early childhood, and is crazy to see that stuff for real up close. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, click that like button to let the powers that be know that you like the video, and while you're at it, click on follow or subscribe, and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. But thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.